leather gloves were slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts were working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick, was chasing the beer that circled the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
I know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives Power Live!
Brought to you by Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
Wow! Now put the logo's not up. We got to do the logo. Barasch and McGarry, our sponsors.
Hey!
That went well.
Yeah,
See, that went well.
You like that?
That was good. We brought it right up front. Bada bing, bada bing. That was nice.
Right.
We should. Good night.
Why don't we just end it now?
Right there, yeah. So it's good to see Mr. Rich Walker back in the saddle.
Yeah.
As Roseanne calls me every Wednesday morning, is Rich sick?
Oh. Well, I did the show last week with her. You weren't here.
No, I was here last week. I wasn't the week before. Wasn't the week before, yeah. But she said, is Rich's rash back? Right. Does he have something to do with his kid?
I told you 100 times it's a sore.
It's a sore. She says, I love Rich, but is he sick?
Yeah.
Not sick where she wants you to, be, very sick.
A cold that I can't
Just sick enough that you don't want to get in the car.
How about sick and tired? That's what she wants.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
What a week. What a week with the Laughter Saves Live shows. Two shows. If you squished both audiences together, about 8 people. About 8. You know what I'm saying?
We actually had fun.
Well, this is what I wanted to talk, because you go back many years. You were doing comedy long before me. You're about 80.
What?
Well, I'm just saying what you look. You look about 80. Right. You look old, so people think you're doing comedy a lot longer than I am.
Right.
Because you look a lot older. When did you start? What year? 52? You in
94.
94.
Right.
All right. So Richie gets it. And I'm at a point in my life where I told you I wasn't feeling well. I dragged myself to Newark, New Jersey on Saturday. I didn't want you guys to know, because I when you get, here's what I'm doing tonight, and you get psyched for it and you do it.
Right.
If that wasn't the case, I easily could have been on the couch at 7 watching TV, falling asleep at 9:30. You know what I mean? So, but you got to have fun. You got to have fun at this point of your life. Is it 3 people? Is it 300 people? Have fun. And I think we had a good time.
We did. We had a blast,
Newark, New Jersey, in the city, nobody around.
It's some weird, like a ghost town.
It really was.
Like tumbleweed.
Yeah. But we had fun. We showed up. One of the funny things is that they never told us no booze. Bring your own booze. Yeah. So Roseanne with no booze.
That's not good.
You don't want to get her.
She had to call her friends to bring booze on the way.
Actually hit a wino guy on the street. They still call them winos?
Yeah, wine.
A guy laid on the street, had a bottle of wine. She hit him up.
What your dad called them, winos.
Did they ever call them winos? Was that a term?
I heard it growing up. Like you would hear like on the honeymoon as they go, the wino on the corner.
Did
That's
they?
the
They
last
did, right?
time I heard that. Yeah,
the honeymoon.
So first of all, they called them winos. The reason you know the term is from Sanford and Son. That's why you know the term.
Originated.
Yeah, and
it was a long.
We appreciate you.
Yes, but it was talked about a lot, and one of their friends was a wino.
All right.
So that's how our generation.
Can you just do me a favor as the national?
McGarry.
And as the national tour.
Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
As the national tour manager, can you please stop saying we had 8 people at a show?
Let me tell you something, Butch. Let me tell you something.
I know, but the first show,
listen to me,
over at Comedy Therapy was almost sold out.
We had 22. Here's the thing, Butch. We are real. You understand? With all our blemishes.
But we didn't have 8 people.
We did our A show for 22 people, whatever it was. And last night we did have 6.
You had 8 people last night.
We had 4 women and 2 women, 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was counting you, Les, and Jack.
No, and we had a ball last night. We had so much fun. And what I was saying to you is, on those nights, you roll with it.
Yes.
And you have fun with it.
I always said you have to do the show, whether it is for the same show as you would for 600 people, as there are 6 people.
Right.
I performed for 3 people.
Yes.
At Caroline's in the city once. 3 people.
Well, that's because they were closed and they were cleaning the room.
Oh, that's what it was.
Can I say one little story?
Don't feed him because he's not. Oh, there he goes. Okay.
One little story. Garth Brooks, you know how he made it? He showed up at a honky tonk. He had the 11 o'clock spot. He gets the whole band's there at 8. They go, "You're up." He goes, "There's nobody here." And it's a long story, but him and his band went up and they performed for like 7 people, like there was 1,000 people that would be there at 11 o'clock.
Who are those 7 people?
And one of those 7 people was Capitol Records.
You see what I'm saying?
Signed a multi-million-dollar
You never know.
contract.
You never know who's in the audience, who's going to book a show 2 years from now for 500 people.
That's right.
So you give them the show. What was I going to say there? Were you saying, well, you know, we realistically want to think we give the same show for 600 people than 6. But realistically, it's hard to do that because you feed off of that energy. Yeah. Like for me, I'm very different than other comics.
Yeah.
I get the same amount of laughter from 6 than 600.
That's right.
So that's why I don't change.
I'm a witness.
You witnessed that pain.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I wanted to say up front? I'm sorry to bring the mood down here, but police officer Adid Fayez, who was killed the other day in that robbery, we go out to his family, and terrible tragedy. I just wanted to mention his name on the air.
Terrible.
So I had a stress test today.
Oh, how'd that go? You've said that.
Well, here's how it went. I'm still getting back in the groove from Saturday, not feeling great, and I go, I got to do a stress test.
How long does it take to do a stress? I've never had one.
They crank you up. It was only about 12 minutes, but they're up there with the treadmill on an angle. They want to get your heart rate up to 133 for an extended period of time. So I finished the test. I'm sitting there, coming down, a little glass of water, and the 3 girls were in there running the test, and the one girl's looking at the screen. She goes, "Did anybody ever tell you had a heart arrhythmia? Did anybody ever say to you, you've had a heart?" I think this is the term she used, heart arrhythmia. And I said, "No." She goes, "Okay." And I go, "Oh, hold on. What do you mean, okay?" She goes, "No, I just wanted to ask." I go, "You can't do that." So now I read the results today.
And what'd they say?
There's some abnormality that I had. I got to go now for a nuclear stress test.
You sure that isn't just the upsell to get you to another doctor?
Well, it's the same doctor, but a different test. So I don't know.
I went to the doctor. I wasn't feeling something right in my chest. Next thing you know, I'm getting a mammography. They just
now tell us a little bit about that. They hurt.
They do hurt. Yes, you've had it.
I haven't. Yeah. I haven't, but I hear they. I've never heard.
Squeeze you like this in there. And
is that just telling you have to work out a little more?
Yeah,
work out a little more. So what else happened? Now you're doing some big shows coming up.
I can't help it.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say to you. I wanted to compliment you because I'm always breaking your chops, and that's because I love you, and you're always breaking mine because you love me, and I love that.
Absolutely, yes.
But I have to tell you, Saturday night. You were on fire.
Wow.
I don't know if you realize what a good set
you hear that, Chris? Okay, yeah.
And that's why I just got another show, which the date was changed to October 7th. I don't know if you got that email today.
No.
Get your book out. He's got his book.
It's in my car.
He's still
I never have my book with me when anybody asks me for a date.
Put it on your phone. Oh. You don't need a book anymore. It's 2023.
Yes, you're right.
But and I said, you know what? This particular show, after seeing you Saturday night, Rich is going to headline this show. And I said that because there's not much money.
And you already called everybody else.
No, I didn't call anybody else because I know nobody's going to work for that kind of money that I'm going to be headlining you that night.
Right.
No, that's not why. That's not why. I said, this particular show, I'm going to headline Rich Walker for the first time, I think, on one of my shows on a big show.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, you're headlining Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday at that show, Friday night, we are sold out.
And it's a big show Friday. It's sold out already?
Well, it's officially sold out.
That's great.
if you call me Friday afternoon, you really want to come.
Yeah.
Wonderful charity, Cat 6. There's a child in my grandson's school that has this rare childhood disease.
Yeah.
We're stepping up for the family. I just said to her, listen, just show up and take a check. Come with your husband, laugh. And she said to me, is Rich on the show? She goes, I'll try to laugh, she said. I said, Rich is headlining. She goes, I have to leave early anyway. She had all the right answers.
It worked out perfect.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great night, though. No food. We're not feeding anybody. I apologize. Yeah.
But they do sell popcorn. And
yeah, we're going to have some chips. In fact, you know who's supplying some stuff? What's the barbecue place? The rings, the onion rings, the piles of the onion rings. Sounds like Outback.
Oh, Outback.
Les Deegan got them to supply onion rings.
Unbelievable.
So
now, who donated the steak, though?
Nobody donated the steak, but I did get Jimmy Mike's, Mike Subways. Jimmy Mike's?
No, Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Right.
No, they're the good Subways. I got Jimmy Mike's, which supplies nothing on them. It's just bread.
Right.
Jersey Mike's is the one I wanted.
Maybe we put the onion rings on the bread.
I'm going to feed the comics some Jersey Mike's.
That's great.
Laughter Saves Lives is sponsoring that for the comics. That's
beautiful.
On. But show up Friday if you want to come. Just show up or call me, and I'll see if I have tickets. I think you always have cancellations.
You better move. It's a great lineup. Who else is on that show? Tell them.
Who else you got?
Speaking of the shows,
why don't you eat while you come on? Right before you come on.
I'm sorry. Well, you were talking about it. So if our in-house producer Alex can throw up the flyers, that would be
Alex,
awesome.
the flyer for Friday night show in the Alex doesn't throw up any flyers anymore if he's not on the show.
There it is.
All right, so we got Les Deegan, we got John Butera, Rich Walker is headlining, Pat Marone, and one of the employees who also does comedy from our spot, one of the sponsors that night, Swanger and Persiri. What's her name?
Margaret.
Margaret, yeah. So she's going to be on the show. Not Margaret.
Last name is Margaret. What is it?
Karen Margaret. Karen Margaret.
I think I would know that because she took my class.
You have the flyers up there?
However, she changed her name
to Margaret Karen.
Karen, right.
Margaret Karen.
Karen Margaret.
We have this show coming up March 9th somewhere. I can't read it. Oh, that's the one in Queens, I think. Go ahead.
That's for the Bart's Brigade. Then on Saturday, Bart's Brigade, March 9th.
Green Lawn.
Go with the next one.
Butch.
Saturday, April 22nd. That is
Fire Department.
Right, Green Lawn Fire Department. And that's with Tommy DiDario. And then on Wednesday, March 15th.
We're going to the city, Big Apple.
That's right, Stand Up New York. And I think there's one more.
York, Pennsylvania, we're going to, too. We got DiDario on that show. And I don't know if Walker wants to go to drive to York, Pennsylvania.
If I'm open.
All right, so let's go to a break, and we'll be right back.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
And we're back. Laughter Saves Lives live here on Strong Island Television, Paradise Studios.
Slow.
Beautiful, Massapequa, New York.
Yes.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
When we're behind the desk, now Bobby's building a new studio. When we're behind the desk, nobody saw what I was wearing. Remember, I would come in with my sweats,
jeans. We're wearing
my
jeans.
undies. I'd come in with my PJs, flip-flops. Now I got to wear pants. You know what I mean? I got to dress up. This is me dressing up.
Yeah.
You saw me with black jeans on.
I've
over
seen,
the
and
weekend.
this is a good.
This is a good look for me?
Yeah.
Do I look chubby sitting down at all?
No.
All right.
We look thin on this TV.
Yeah, well, we're looking at the TV again. We should be looking at the camera, right? All right, we're going to bring
Is this
first.
natural looking?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Well, you look at it. Let me look up there and see if you look natural.
Okay.
Go ahead. Look at the no. Look at you. Look at the
I'm
camera.
looking at the camera now.
Let me see how natural you look.
Look.
Good. Now I'm going to look at the camera and you look at me up
Okay,
there. How
good.
do I look?
Much
Wait,
better.
look back. How's that?
Yeah,
good,
that's
right?
good. Yeah.
All right. Our first guest, this guy.
Oh.
You know, hero segment. Bada bing, bada bing. What's the noise we? Do we have a hero's noise
We
yet,
should
Bobby?
get a
like
hero
a bada bing,
sound.
bada bing, something like hero, wah 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 wah, something, right?
We'll work on that this week.
Yeah.
Maybe Butch could write.
Don't mention Butch because every time you say his name, he pops in. This first guest, hero segment.
I'm supposed to put out a middle chair.
He's
a guest.
Yeah, but
we don't have a guest. We got a comment. He's gonna sit on our lap. We'll figure it out.
Don't worry about it.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll put this chair in while
Well, you
commercial.
know, he's not now.
Not
he's
now.
coming in later.
Okay.
So our first guest.
That's 3 minutes.
This
we
is
get
a
added onto the
well-oiled
show.
machine. This is how the
Yes.
show works. Well-oiled machine. Our first guest is in the hero segment. This guy is a retired FDNY firefighter.
Beautiful.
And sometimes I just like to have on a guy that was out in the streets, that did the job,
Front line.
right? So let's bring him on, Rich Navesky. Say it correctly now, Rich.
Naviaski.
Naviaski.
You were.
Rich, I didn't ask you. Were you a lieutenant, captain, or just a firefighter?
Nah, I mean, I'm smart enough not to have taken the promotion test, so I retired as a firefighter.
We thought you were a lieutenant or captain. All right, good night, Rich.
I mean, a lot of people would assume so, but no, just a firefighter, just a mere. I look too good in dark blue, you know.
It's good to have you, brother.
Thank you.
I was looking at Facebook the other day, and I saw that something about you, and I said, "Man, let's get Rich on, see if he can come on now." From what I understand, this is not our first time meeting. You look very familiar to me. Tell our viewers where we met before.
Well, back in my early days of getting into Squad 18, which I did with my with only 2 years on the job at the time, they had so many vacancies, unfortunately, because of 9/11. But you know, I had to go through all the various schools, and the greatest teacher I ever had was John LaRocchia, who was you know, you were teaching hazmat class at the time, and I would just see you along the way because we did, I know you're getting very, very old, so you probably don't have quite the capacity to remember.
I do not.
Very good. He's right.
I do not.
We did work several tours, where I would be detailed to hazmat or whatever else.
Well, forgive me because I don't remember the specific days that I worked with you. I remembered your face.
Yeah, well, my wife tells me I'm very forgettable too. After
But for our viewers, to reiterate what he said, if people don't realize this, not only did the FDNY lose 343 firefighters at 9/11, I think the number, if I'm not correct, 75% of those, or it came from SOC. Now, SOC is the special units, which only makes up about 10% of the job, I think. So most of those guys were the specially trained guys. So guys like Rich had to step up and say, all right, I'll go to those units, and they had to be trained.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize that the specialty units were hit very, very hard on 9/11. So, Rich, you were born in Baltimore.
That's right. My heart still beats back there. I'm a Baltimore born and raised, lived there for 26 years. And then I, kind of stumbled my way up to New York, and then had this weird idea that just happened to be at the right time. I wonder how you become a fireman. And oh, look, they're giving the test. I thought they gave the test every month or so. I didn't realize it was every 4 years or so.
Yeah.
The rest is history. I've always had a little bit of a Forrest Gump quality to my kind of my timing and stuff.
Wow.
So you grew. Are you still a Baltimore Oriole fan?
I am, although I haven't been as into baseball as I was. I was a raging, rabid fan of the Orioles. I would listen to them on the radio when I was going to bed and stuff like that. But wow. I got a little turned off to baseball a little while back. I'm trying to squeeze back in now, but I'm a humongous Ravens fan. I can't quite give that up. But
okay.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Baltimore, school out there, job. What did you do?
I graduated high school, stumbled my way through college, over the course of more years than it should have taken. But all the while I was had about a zillion different jobs along the way, making pizzas, steaming crabs. I was a crab steamer. I worked in the Baltimore boat yards, for a couple of years. I did a lot of different things, and then got up to New York and was doing, like page layout for a newspaper company. And then that was when I got to figure something out,
Yeah. Me too. What was your craziest job?
Jack in the Box.
You worked in Jack in the Box?
In Jack. It was called Jack's, but same company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like at McDonald's you worked?
Yeah.
But
fast food.
That's like how old were you? Don't tell me 35.
I'm still there. No, that was I was 18.
18.
Right out of high school.
That's not crazy. Yeah. That's not crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to brag, but they immediately made me a shift manager.
No.
25 cents more an hour. I'm not bragging, but it was nice.
Nice.
Nice work if you can get it.
And your craziest job, Rich?
My craziest job? Well, I would have to say the fire department, but otherwise, I don't know. Probably the boat yards, because it was just, it was a kind of very, very different, but parallel in the sense that you didn't know what you were going to get every day. And,
right.
I was doing a lot of
wrapping another day.
I worked a lot of grunt work, but I was also, we would go and, there would be like a sinking boat, they would hire us and we'd jump on our little, Boston whale or whatever and go over to tow the boat back, things like that,
what's funny, Rick?
Go ahead. I was to say, like tying down all the boats when there was a storm in the harbor or whatever. And we're like, to get more lines on the boats and stuff, all kinds of neat stuff.
Like a sea tow kind of thing.
Yeah. And then I'll tell you,
Long Island, all the boat yards, like a lot of them have become like nightclubs.
Yeah.
Bars back and they got bands playing.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's boaters, they have boats because they want to go and, have a life of leisure and everything else, but, and then when I was in that boatyard, I got to plug this little story is that I lean this way. I think I'm leaning the other way and I see my head. But anyways, I overheard a guy having a conversation and, next thing I knew, 3 weeks later, I was sailing across the Atlantic Ocean. Never been sailing before either. But
wow.
Yeah. So
that's cool. Well, we're biking next year from Miami to Key West and doing a few comedy shows along the way. Did you agree to join us yet?
No.
You want to do the pace car that follows us?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to do a pace car. That is something that I don't want to say I probably won't do, but that's the kind of thing when you reach a certain age, you're like, why not? Like, why not do this stuff? Everybody, your family's telling you your whole life, oh, you work so hard and I want to do some crazy stuff, and I want to do that next year. Color tile was probably my worst job.
Oh, wow.
Right over here on Sunrise Highway.
What'd you do? Sell? Were you a salesman?
Well, again, 2 weeks they made me assistant manager. And here's what happened to me. I dropped the money bag in Chase Bank in the chute. The next morning, I got a call from the boss. They never received the money.
What?
They fired me.
Well, because they had Citibank.
Chase. It was Chase. The bank is still there, right across from Mediterranean Diner. It's a closed bank.
Who took the money?
I would assume either it didn't fall down all the way, and the next person came and saw it. That's the only assumption I could have, because I don't think an employee would do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think I did it. I wouldn't do that. So anyway, all right. So you became a fireman, FDNY.
That I did. Yeah.
I think people don't understand what a great job it is.
It is.
Because of the people. Hey, there's some on every job you work that are a little loony, you know. But even then, when the bell goes off, everybody's working together. Everybody's watching each other's back. Okay. There's a lot of downtime where you bond with these guys, where you break each other's shoes. And listen, I coached the softball team, the basketball team, ran the picnic, Christmas party for a few years. What great times, you know? And that's why 9/11 obviously was so devastating to everybody. But to a firefighter, they always say it's your family. It was your family.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I had at the time, I had only 7 months on the job. So, you know, I was also looking up to these, my firehouse at the time was Engine 292, which shared quarters with Rescue 4. And they lost 7 guys. And these were guys that I was looking up to as these giants, you know, that were, indestructible, like Bronco. I mean, you know who Bronco is, you know, and he was just this giant teddy bear of a guy. What an amazing person. And, and you couldn't believe that they were gone, you know. It's just, it was a devastating time, obviously, you know.
And I tell people, you need to talk to somebody. Whether you lose one person to, in the emergency service, so many suicides out there. You need to talk. You need to get somebody and talk. It's so, so important.
Yeah.
It's cool. The therapist who came to my firehouse every day recently reached out to me again for something. And we've been communicating again. And he's bringing up some old memories that I have no recollection of, you know?
Yeah.
Talk. So let's see what else you got on here. Now you're out in Arizona?
Almost a different corner. I'm in Colorado.
Same thing, Arizona, Colorado, right?
It is more or less.
Close enough.
They're in the same state. They're both in Nevada. So you're out there and you're retired.
Wait, what?
So you're not doing firefighter stuff anymore, right?
Fireman.
Right.
Fireman, firefighter. You gotta say firefighter now. You can't say fireman.
Right.
That's
what are you doing? Tell our viewers what you're doing now.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Right now, I'm doing everything I can not to work, and so far it's going pretty well. You know, and I recommend it to everybody. Of course, not too many people can pull it
Now,
off.
do they know you at your new neighborhood department?
No, I'll be honest with you. I've never knocked on the door. I never, I don't even really wear, like the coat that you see some people like to walk around the mall with or whatever.
Oh, right.
That's me.
That's John.
But I've been enjoying because I have a lot of creative
juices.
Things I like to do. So
Right.
like having the time to be able to spend on that has been tremendous. I've been going to all these open mics. Like I write songs and stuff like that. I do these.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Hey, Rich, I think we might have a few of your drawings.
Sure.
If Alex has those, we can put some of those up now.
These are actually drawings that I do for my kids. They started out for their school lunches every morning, and and I just kept doing them. They're still in school, so I keep doing them. And I got better at them. They're pretty.
I'm trying to pee.
I'm looking at
now. That's in their cafeteria on the wall.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a tattoo.
That's funny.
Hey, good.
Wait, we're going down the line. That's funny. And what is she smoking? Like that weed or something?
Well, I'm in Colorado, but no, that's my voice bubble thing.
Wow, it's very unique.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Unique. And you're enjoying your retirement from the fire department.
I am. I love it. Yeah, people ask me, they say, do you miss the job? I always tell them I miss it like crazy, but not so much that I wish I was still doing it.
Right. I agree.
And for me at the end, the last 4 months they had put me on LSS, they had flagged me with my lungs and they told, so I knew I was never going to be full duty again. So
right.
So I got out right at my 20-year anniversary. It was an easy decision at that point,
Well, I wish you the best of luck out there.
Yeah,
Do me a favor, though.
Yeah.
Go to the local fire department, knock on the door, tell them, listen, we want to get in touch with them. We're going to be coming out in that area of the country at one point, and we'd love to start the discussion to do a show.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got a strange kind of shyness about it. Like because I don't, like you walk in, because you're a New York City firefighter, and people, they're like, oh my God, that's a real fireman or whatever, and, so it's like, I just feel shy about it. I don't want to walk in.
Modest. Yeah, you're modest. Yeah.
John would have no problem walking down there. He'd be,
I go to the beach with the what do you call it on, my sweatpants on, pull them down. I got my FDNY Speedo on.
Nice, very good.
Yeah, all you can see is the F, but I got the FDNY Speedo on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The F and the D in the end get like sucked into the middle, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Richard, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
You look happy and like you're enjoying your new life.
Well, thank you. I am. It's nice.
Good.
I appreciate it very much.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Rich.
We'll see you at a show.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Great.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I like the drawings. You think you could draw like something for Laugh to Save Lives?
They were very obscure. That's a compliment.
Is that the word? Obscure?
Yeah. They
all right, let's see where we're going here. All right, we're going to break.
And we'll be back after
right
these
back.
messages.
Break, yeah. I said we're going to.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of a choking accident.
Cindy said.
All right, we're back.
Cindy Seville. I want to say her name right when I bring her on. Cindy Seville. Do it. It's Cindy Seville. Chris.
It's Cindy Seville. Whoa.
So we had to balance the set numbers. We're not talking about. That's not. I'm just saying we're not talking about weight. That's a fat joke, and that's not nice.
No.
When we didn't even introduce Chris Williamson.
They don't even at home. They're going.
Yeah, Chris is our comic tonight. We're bringing him in early to balance the set with people.
Say hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris. But our next guest, she is such an interesting person. There's so much we could talk to her about. We're not going to cover everything.
Yes.
And we're going to bring out Cindy Seville. Do it. Cindy Seville. Cindy Seville. Cindy Seville. She's a better dancer than I am. Hey, Cindy.
How are you?
It is so nice to see your face. I mean, I see you on Facebook all the time. We go back and forth. And I really, you know how much I really want to do your show. And you keep rejecting me. You keep making excuses. So I said, if I bring her on our show, maybe if I ask her on the air.
That you're in.
Here's the problem. If she rejects me now, it's going to be very.
It's on her now.
I'm taking a chance, right?
Yes.
I'm not even going to ask her. I can't handle the rejection. Hello, Cindy.
Hello, John. How are you?
I'm doing great. So let's start with books. I was telling you I want to write a kid's book for my grandson because I call him the guy or the goose.
It's called Grandbabs.
Grandbabs the goose and pizza.
Oh,
and pizza. That's the book name. You have 3 books and 3 books. I don't know how you have 3 different books in the works. I don't know how that works. What type of books are these? Let's start there.
Okay, so I'll show you. So my first book was my journey with breast cancer.
Okay.
So it is what it is. Then I wrote.
And that's a children's book.
No, that's not the children's book.
I'm teasing you.
He's teasing you.
Oh, wait, a comedian.
You can't. That's a breast cancer joke.
I know, but.
Well, hold on. We're going to only have 2 people left in the session. Hold on. So the first book, say the first book again. Let's see it.
Okay. It is what I can't really say it, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So it's my journey with breast cancer, and it's a book where I just say it like it is because it is what it is.
Well, do you? Okay, yeah.
You say I don't say everything, but you show your journey realistically, like everything you went through.
Yes, I say it like it is. Yeah, I'm actually gonna bring you a book when I have you on my show, John.
Did you hear? 2 witnesses. 2, Cindy.
Yes.
2, and Butch is watching. That's 3 witnesses. All right, go ahead.
Listen. I've asked John a couple of times.
No, you did. You did.
So I'm going to give you this book, and I'm going to give you for your grandchild. I'm going to give you my children's books.
Well,
so this one is a snark named COVID, and I wrote this during COVID. I have 17 children that helped illustrate. Maybe Alex could illustrate my next one, and then this is about COVID in a way children can better understand.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and this one is a book all about the beauties of diversity because it's a beautiful thing being different.
Yeah.
And so I have 27 children that help illustrate, and the artwork is awesome. It
really is. Yeah.
All kids, all different kids, different perspectives. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So
look what we have right here. Would you believe this?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah, we looked at them and we read them before the show. We got here 2 hours early.
Yeah.
Right? We read it. No, we didn't. We didn't.
We got these from the library.
That's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to read her book.
Let me see. I want to go through this. You know what I like about this? For John, it has big pictures.
I need big words.
This is a great book. These are great.
So you're so smart. I mean,
one kid drew John right here.
Did he? Yes,
right there.
That's me.
I caught it.
That's me. You know what I do when I go to the gym, by the way? You know, I tell you, I go to the biggest guy in the gym and I punch him in the face. I go, Johnny's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, Cindy, you motivational speaker.
Yes.
What do you motivate people on? What's your thing?
So it's all about overcoming adversity in life. I dealt with my breast cancer and I share my story. And, the book has opened up a lot of doors for me, the breast cancer book. And I've given a lot of talks at different support groups. I've had some big events where I've presented, and I just basically share my story and let people know that no matter what you're going through in life, you too can get through it. There is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and you have such an energy about you. Right?
Yeah,
just,
she
I
does.
mean, look at it. You just feel that positive energy before you even open your mouth. So I'm sure you've motivated a lot of people. You have a story? You have a story of somebody that wrote to you and said, Cindy, because of you, yada, yada, yada.
Inspiration.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I have tons of stories. Last night, a woman actually reached out to me and she said, I read your book and it inspired me so much that I want to tell my story. She started a website and I actually shared on my story, my personal Facebook story, I shared, her post, but she sent me this beautiful message saying how I inspired her. I also write for a magazine called the Connecticut Cruise News. I have a monthly column, and same thing. I've had people reaching out to me telling me, oh my God, what an inspiration. And I can do anything now. Like I can get through whatever it is they're getting through. Because I read your, I'm very authentic. I believe you've got to put it all out there, and I do. I literally say I'm an open book, but when you share, you allow other people, to
following you on Facebook. I'm like, half the time, why can't I be there with them right now? It just looks like you have such a good time doing what you're doing.
Always. Always.
And I've been told, I got to be honest, these guys, I know what you're going to say. I've been told I'm very inspirational. Like people say to me, listen, if you could get on stage with that act, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
I think I can do that. You've heard people say it to me after the show.
I've even had the opportunity to read letters or emails to John. Yeah, he's been doing this. He loves it's his dream to do comedy, and people write,
You'll get there.
They actually say things to him like, you'll find something. But they love him. They just But we're friends on Facebook too, and you are very inspirational on Facebook.
You are. She
and
is.
we never met. And
Oh, no?
I'm like, no, I've never met. Right? Have we?
No,
Right.
we never
I
have.
bet you
We
didn't
met
even
once.
know we were friends on Facebook.
Did we meet once in the studio here?
I don't think so.
Wow, we are. We definitely need to.
But we're
yeah.
all friends.
Yeah, no, she's great. So what is this? Females uplifting with compassion and kindness.
Yes.
You notice I said it out. I said the whole thing out. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm known for that F word because in my first book, I decided to take my own approach and not listen to anybody else or, what society dictates is right and wrong. And I did what I felt was right. And I shared it in my vocabulary. And because when I had cancer, I was angry. And so anyways, I decided to take that word, the F word, and make an acronym out of it. And, I'm tired of people putting each other down. I would love for everybody to just lift each other up, applaud each other's successes. And so I decided to inspire others and have other people inspire each other. And it's a new movement. And I'm going to make t-shirts and pens and I'm going to have retreats and I'm going to have seminars and workshops and it's going to be pretty big.
Very inspirational because I no longer, after talking to you, want to talk about talentless hosts. You understand? Like he is so like this. I know there's something. You have a spark.
It'll come out. It'll come out. It's only been 4 years. How long have you been
and
doing
we
this?
don't talk bad about each other. So.
No.
Right.
You're writing another book.
Yeah. Can I just tell you something? Do you see what Chris Williamson, by the way, thank you for being on the show.
Yes.
Can you see what Chris has been doing the entire time?
Sleeping?
He's showing the book.
He's holding the book up.
He knows television. Right.
Thank you.
What would have been great is if you came on showing one of the other books. But no.
You guys have the books there. I made sure.
I know.
Oh, how did you make it? How did you get the books here?
You take one and I take one.
Let's hold the books up for a second.
Love it.
And now you're writing another book called Wrinkles Tell Stories because that's how I initially met you, talking to you about my dad.
What a great title. You're
a senior citizen advocate also.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you about my dad who had hip surgery. And COVID really affected seniors. His groups never reopened. And he wasn't driving. And mentally, we gave him his keys back yesterday, by the way, and told him he could drive locally. And he had a good day. He went to McDonald's. He goes to the supermarket and pushes around the cart, doesn't buy anything.
Yes, he does.
One goes to the cemetery and visits my mom in the cemetery. He had a good day. So tell us what this book is about.
So, because I've been working with seniors for about 7 years in the senior living industry, I've learned that sometimes people don't take the time to get to know, to get to learn the person, to get behind the wrinkles. We pass judgment on what we see in front of us. So, I mean, people looking at me, they're going to pass judgment on me. But, when I met with the seniors, I took the time to learn their stories, and they're fascinating stories.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
They had lives,
Yeah, they come exactly. They come with this wealth of information, wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience. And what I want to do is bring that past the wrinkles and highlight these seniors and and share their stories and kind of preserve their story in a book. And I'll have their.
I think that's great. Yeah,
we should do that in video form. Maybe we can talk in video form, interview seniors in assisted care facilities, nursing homes with the comedy slant because they have a sense of humor. A lot of these seniors, they're just nobody is seeing it because nobody's visiting them. If you have no family and you're in an assisted care facility or a nursing home, nobody is visiting you. And I've been there with relatives, and I told a story once on the show. When I was 15, I don't know why I did this. I went to the local nursing home and said, "Can I visit somebody that has no family?" And her name was, I can't remember, but I brought her an egg roll every time I visited her. And she thought that was like $1 million. She loved that. And I got more out of it than she did.
Yeah, well, because he did, because he said, "Where's the money?" And he's very. No, I'm kidding. You know, I performed at an assisted living last week, as a matter of fact, and I met a woman. The stories are great. She's 95. They call her Marie was her name, and they called her the superstar. She had 34 grandchildren, great grandchildren.
Yeah, great, probably.
10 grandchildren and 4 children. And the story, we were talking to her in the hallway, and we had wine.
The best.
They gave us wine.
We have to go in 5 seconds, but you should see Richie in an assisted care facility. People who haven't walked 5-6 years get up and walk out of the show. It's amazing. It's amazing.
See, Cindy, you shouldn't laugh at that. That's not nice.
We have to
I'm sorry.
Where can we get these?
Yeah, where can we get this stuff? Where can we find it? What's your website?
Yes, so I have a website, but I don't really I haven't updated it. But Amazon.
Amazon.
All right. There it is. A snark named COVID. It is what it is.
That's the kid book.
That's the children's book.
Good stuff. Cindy, we got to go.
Yeah.
We will talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're awesome. She is awesome. Let's go to break. We'll be right back with Chris Williamson.
Zwanger Passeri has been delivering a true patient-centric experience for the past 70 years. You can always expect to be cared for with compassion, scanned on the latest technology, and a highly trained subspecialized radiologist to interpret your images.
We are back.
We're at the stage live with Chris Williamson's here.
Unbelievable.
Now, Chris and I go way back.
Yeah.
Way back.
I go back further with him.
Over 20 years.
Yeah. And Chris, let me tell you something. You know how comedy, there's a lot of good people and there's some really nice people.
Yeah.
Chris is almost up to the good level.
Oh.
You agree?
I'm trying.
No, he's always a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Great guy. I've never heard one bad word said about you.
Yeah. Like people, when they see his act, they go, but he's a good guy, right? They say that.
No, but you know what it is like when we talk about John, I hear, I don't get it. But I get
Where's
it.
the punchline?
No, but so what's going on in your world, Chris Williamson?
Yeah, I was thinking about today, like the journey, the comedy journey.
Yes.
So I started out with Rich at a comedy class, right?
Standupuniversity.com.
And you and John was one of my first ever road weekends. I worked with you in Pennsylvania.
That's right.
As a new comic
Did we share a room though?
Yeah, but we didn't stay. So
was that the wet room?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just told that story the other day. Tell that story.
So it was a moldy room. I don't know if it was wet. I might be thinking something else, but But two things I'll tell you about the first trip. One was we were in Allentown. The first night we had our own rooms, and I was all excited, like I'm a road working comic.
Yeah, that's a big deal the first time.
Big deal.
Yeah.
And it was a Steve Bix who just passed away. It was a Steve Bix gig in Pennsylvania.
No wonder he's not returning my phone calls.
No, yeah. So I get to the hotel.
What's wrong with you tonight?
He's got an evil streak tonight.
I am
breast cancer.
Edgy Rich Walker.
We get to the hotel. We each got our own rooms, and they said to me, they go, "Mr. Williamson, just so you know, the toilet in your room is out of order. There's a men's room in the hallway. You have a shower."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, great." So there's no toilet. They said, "No, there's no toilet." I went into my room. There was literally no toilet. There was a hole in the floor with a toilet, and it smelled like sewage.
I bet that's
so basically you can
typical comics room.
You can only pee.
Right. Yeah. So it was like, I'm on the road. And then the next day, Saturday show, we did share a room. We had like double beds.
We did, because I never remember sharing a room with a comic.
Yeah, we left that night. We left after the show.
Yeah.
We didn't stay over.
Okay.
That was a secret. Don't tell Bix we didn't use the room.
Because
he paid for it.
Yeah.
You know, can I say one thing? Remember Greg Vaccarella?
Yeah.
Well, let me finish the story.
Oh, I thought that was done.
But it was a nice conclusion. I remember it was soon after 9/11.
Yes.
And I remember that you were on the phone with a lot of people that day, like in the hotel, just reaching out to see how people were doing.
Yeah. I was one of the guys who volunteered because of my marriage encounter and sharing feelings.
Yeah.
They wanted us to call the well, at the time they weren't widows yet, I guess, but the widows every day and just say, "How you doing?
Oh,
we
that's
have
nice.
no new news." And nobody wanted to do it, you know?
That affected me just listening to it, though. I remember. And then we did the show that night, and people, it was in Pennsylvania, and they were kind of like, "Hey, thanks. We haven't laughed in a while."
Look at that.
Yeah. And then soon after we did Joe Franklin's. We did in Manhattan.
Yeah.
TV guy Joe Franklin's restaurant.
You got in the paper on that one.
Yeah, we did fundraisers there. So I remember just when I first met you guys, it was a lot of fundraisers.
Well, now that we're on the air live with Chris, and I haven't had Chris on the show in a while, and I apologize. I'm just as my wife and my mother used to say, my head is up my ass, and I like the smell. That's what my mom used to say.
Yeah, funny.
But Chris is going to be on an upcoming show back with Laughter Saves Lives. We're excited to have him back. Yeah.
It's you kind of realize, like, as a comic, like we do. I saw this quote. Tom Petty, before he died, said something like, "If I can make people forget about their life for 2 hours, I did my job." That's kind of like what we're doing. I think.
Well, what do you talk about on stage? Give us some of your stuff. What stories you tell?
Well, I talk about being out of shape. I mean, that's a big topic. Getting divorced.
Well, what do you talk out of shape?
What do you tell?
I tell like jokes.
Well, I want to hear about his divorce. I want to know what happened there.
I'm friends. I am divorced. I'm friends with my ex-wife. We just kind of
nice
drifted apart. Like as it happens. I'm dating now.
Oh, good.
I have a girlfriend.
Nice.
You met my girlfriend at Governor's.
Very nice. Yes, I did.
Show.
Yeah, very nice.
Italian.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so she cooks.
She does. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
It's exciting.
That would explain it. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. So.
That's
bad tonight.
No,
but like,
what were you going to say? You should have went out with somebody who was a workout girl or something instead of a cook. What were you
she like one of the things. She's Sicilian, right?
Oh,
so she had ex-boyfriends that she broke up with,
right?
So, and she doesn't use their name. Like they don't have names anymore. Like they're dead to her. But they all have nicknames. Like one guy had a motorcycle. She calls him the Crotch Rocket.
Right.
I think because of the motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I was saying, I was telling a friend of ours, like, I don't want to break up with her because I don't want to know what my nickname's going to be, Like,
right. What do you think it would be?
Mr. Softy, maybe?
Mr.
That's what I'm going.
So much for a family show.
Yeah. Well,
I'm kidding.
Could be my body.
So do you talk about your divorce in the act? Like, what do you say? Like,
a little bit. Yeah. Like, I talk about, like, there were signs, like,
what is the sign?
Like she saw me naked in the shower.
Right.
And she said, "Look at the size of your gut. It looks like your dingling has an awning." Things like
right.
that.
And the night that we were in the hotel, I was saying
you were saying the same thing.
Yeah. You didn't need to leave the door open. That wasn't necessary. But
things were a little slow for me back then too. We don't go into comedy because we're happy a lot of the times.
No,
right?
we're all miserable. That's why we're in comedy.
Yeah.
We're like the worst people.
So what else do you talk about?
The heck do I talk about my pets?
Oh, what
Tell
about
us about
them?
your
Tell
pets.
us about the pets.
Yeah, give us some shtick about your
pets. I adopted an 11-year-old cat. She's senior.
Oh, yeah.
And when I first brought her home, she wouldn't.
It's good because you only have a few years.
A couple of years, yeah. So, when you're on a roll tonight. It's very depressing.
He is in the gutter.
Now I'm thinking my cat's going to die. I want to run home.
Hey, I didn't say dingling. He did. Go ahead.
Clean, I was, but she's got separation anxiety now. When I leave, I go away sometimes for a couple days.
It's bad.
And one of the things she does now is she poops on my bed when I go away. And my neighbor's like, she loves you. It got me thinking, thank God my wife never loved me that much.
That's funny. So does she show you how angry she is when you get home?
Yeah.
My cat meows and meows and meows. So angry.
She did to me one time. I was getting ready to leave. I had my suitcase open. She jumped in the suitcase and peed in my suitcase.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I said that's the type of woman I want to find.
You know what I would do? I would zip the cat in the briefcase and then throw it in the pond.
You wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't.
Listen, the opinions of Rich Walker tonight are not the official opinions
of
the Laughter Saves Lives Foundation or Comedy Club.
Yeah, Rich is that laughter.
Look, Sydney's still on to see if you're going to insult her again. She's still
watching.
No,
I can't. By the way,
one more time with the books.
She's back.
I love it.
She's back. She's back.
We wanted to show the books again because the interview with Chris isn't going anywhere.
It's going nowhere.
Oh, there it looks.
And Rich is back. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
So sorry,
Chris.
Rich.
We've never brought back 2 guests when we had another guest on.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's going that bad.
Usually the comic is on a roll by now. So tell us.
Well, here's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Cindy, for being here tonight. We really appreciate it. We don't have a show without you guys. Please continue to watch if you can. I know Cindy's writing books, but while you're writing books, watch. Richard, you could paint something. Make a drawing, Laughter Saves Lives drawing for us, Richard. We'll use it somewhere.
We'll put it on air.
Yeah. We have a big show coming up on Friday night.
Yep, we do
in
for
Belmar.
the great benefit.
A fundraiser for Cat 6. Look it up. It's a rare childhood disease.
With a K.
Yep, and we're going out and we're going to support this family Friday. They're going to come out, mom and dad, and laugh and laugh and laugh. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Chris Williamson, we'll have you back. Not for a while, but we'll have you back. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. We're going to the diner. We're going over there to the diner. Richie's going to insult the waitress.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.